Lucky Land Slots, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Final Red. Professor TNT. You already know. Hey, yeah. Tick tock, y'all take it down the time. Tick tock, y'all take it down the time. One gal, one a man, two gal, one a man, three gal, one a man, four gal, one a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them a one a man, them a wine on me. One gal, one a man, two gal, one a man, three gal, one a man, four gal, one a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them a one a man, them a wine on me. It don't matter where it's going down, I did right thing. It don't matter who around, them surround me. They don't care what I say, them come out to play. Just the other day, a girl I find me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me. It don't matter who playing sounds, them surround me. It don't matter where they're from, them surround me. They don't care what I say, them come out to play. Just the other day, girl, I find me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me. It don't matter what I pong, them I pong me. It don't matter what I ton, them I ton me. They don't care what I say, them come out to play. Just the other day, girl, I find me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me. One girl I want a man, two girl I want a man, three girl I want a man, four girl I want a man. Anytime they catch me in a party, them I want a man, them I wine on me.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lyndachica, coming live and direct from the 6. So on today's show, I'll be featuring Professor TNT. I'm pleased to welcome Harvey Sahadeo on today's show. Harvey, at first I'd like to say thank you, my friend, for being on my show. And for those of you who do not know Harvey, he's a multi-talented rapper, songwriter, producer, and beats maker. Yeah, folks, he makes his own beats, and that is absolutely incredible. He's legendary in the Miami music scene and has a ton of other hidden talents, which we're going to learn more about on today's show. Harvey, tell us, how did you get into the music industry?
Man, it was by chance, really. My accident happened when I was 16 years old. Me and my friend was like just playing around, and I fell forward. I broke my neck when I was 16 years old. That was back in 1996. And I just went into like a serious depression because before that I was training to go to the Air Force. I already had my pilot's license before my driver's license and stuff like that. So by the time I was 18, I would have already been in the Air Force. So at that time, when people say that, before you die, you see your life flash before you, it was exactly what I saw. I saw all of that, me flying planes and all of that just went up in the loop, So for me, it was like, I'm there and I was like, I was so depressed. My girlfriend at the time was like, why don't you just write about what you feel? So I started writing a lot. Before that, I used to write like little skits and stuff like that. When we used to like rap and stuff in school and different, old guys would know what I'm talking about, being around the gym and bebopsing and spitting lyrics and stuff like that. So I started writing more, and before I know it, my lyrics started, my thoughts started turning into lyrics. And then, fast forward to like maybe 4 or 5 years when I was like 19, 20, a friend of mine was like, yo, we should record this. So I got a little tape player, a little synthesizer, and we started recording things. I bought a very cheap, Tascam, mixer that I started recording my stuff, made a little tape. Yeah, I made a little mixtape. Back in the days, they call it mixtape. Now these mixtapes is not mixtapes, mix CDs and mix all kind of other MP3 and stuff. So I made like a few copies for some friends. A friend of mine, took it to his friend. His friend, little did I know, was, a promoter, and he owned a club called Reds down in South Beach. So they started playing it there, and it was so big that the manager was like, yo, I want this guy to come perform. So they didn't know I was in a wheelchair. So when I got there, they was like, oh man, I was like, you're in a wheelchair? I was like, yeah. I was like, damn. So one of the other managers was like, how the hell are we going to get him up on stage? Because, it was like an open mic night at the same time. You had Pound 96, all these big DJs was there, DJ Laz, Epps, all these guys. And, they was like, we'll figure out a way. They got some bouncers to take me up because I'm in the wheelchair, take me up to the stage. And I was telling my friend, I was like, bro, I can't hold the mic. He was like, bitch, I'll hold the mic for you. You got any more excuses? And I was like, nah, let's do it. So, and I performed like 2 songs. In the beginning of the song, in one of the songs, they was watching like, oh man, is this guy's gonna give us like a little, speech about drinking and driving and being paralyzed? But right away, they already saw that, no, I came here to spit. And when I spit, not only did I win the competition, but at the end, the crowd was like, it roar. And little did I know that there was a representative from Sony that was in the crowd. And after I finished and I came off stage, she came up to me and she gave me her card. She asked me if I have any more like that. And I said, yes. And, had a meeting, and I got signed with Sony in 2000 for 3 years. And I was doing stuff there. I was even, mentoring other upcoming artists about writing skills and stuff like that. So that's really how it happened. And then I started doing my own thing. I met a guy there named Daddy Fire. He was Guyanese. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He passed away, good 10 years now, but he pulled me in. He was like, yeah, us Indian people need to stick together. And I was like, okay, I didn't know what he meant at the time, but he does reggae hip hop at that time. And I was doing rap, soca at that time. So, he pulled me in, and, he started teaching me how to build your own studio, how to get your own record label, how to do everything. And he was my mentor, and he teach me everything. And I started doing it from there. And every now and then, I do stuff, and like most of the time I just do stuff for fun. But then Trinidad heard it, and they was like, yo, who is this guy, Professor TNT? And I was like, I want him down here. So then my cousin down there set up everything with all the radio stations. I dropped the album in 2001, went down there, performed it at Screamers when Screamers was Screamers at that time. That was, I think it's like a casino or something, but performed at a couple clubs, was on about 5 different radio stations, and I was showing people a different side of soca music. I was on a hip hop beat, I was doing soca. And when on a soca beat, I was doing rap. So I was kind of infusing the two, and that's where we are today.
Awesome. Very cool. And I noticed that you do quite a bit of hip hop, reggae, soca, and I even seen some R&B. Tell me a bit about your music. I was shocked, my friend. Not gonna lie.
My music is like real versatile, like I try to keep it, in the boundaries of what I could do and what I can't do. But it's so vast of what I can do. I don't limit myself to what I should do. I limit myself what I can do, so I just try to go out there and do as much as I can. If I enjoy it, and the guys that I'm recording with in the studio at the time while I'm recording, if they enjoy it, I know other people are going to enjoy it. So I'll do the reggae, I'll do the hip hop, one person was like, okay, but can you do chutney? And then one time I did a chutney song, they was like, oh shit, okay, we can't even touch this guy.
Cool. That's awesome that you're very versatile and you're able to do, all different genres. That is super, super cool. And let me tell you, that is not easy by no means.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Especially with the critics, especially when you're in a studio with a guy that does reggae and say, oh, that's a wicked reggae song. Or when you're in a guy that does chutney and be like, oh, that's a wicked chutney song. And I haven't done a lot. I just done it for them to say that I can, but my main thing is rap, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I love speaking about the truth. And even on my Facebook, people see the truth. I say things people don't want to say, and I make jokes that people don't want to make. You know, like a lot of my guys was like, hey, I want to say this, but I can't, but I know you can, you know, because I don't want to get in trouble with, my job or this one, that one, people, family, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, tell me what you want to say and I'll say it for you.
I absolutely love that. No filter. Come on. We're in 2020. Why do we need to be censored? Let's be real, right?
I say it like, look, I have a crew that I roll with, you know what I'm saying? And if they laugh at every joke, or even the other day when I made about the Guyanese joke, I even tell my friends, I was like, should I even post it? I send it to like about 10, 20 of my Guyanese friends. It was like,
you did not send it to me though. Just saying.
No, but I'm just saying, but those are the people that like I really trust because, you know, they've been there from day one and they know my humor. And they were like, Harvey, this is hilarious. You should post it. I was like, there was like, yo, if you take backlash, it's just the ones that you don't need on your page. And it's true.
Absolutely.
You know, if they get sensitive with me, they got to learn that my page is not sensitivity. You know, I don't.
No, it's not. 1000%. And those are facts, bro. Now tell me, Harvey, how did you come up with the name Professor TNT?
That's simple, man. All throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, I was the only Trinidadian in my school, so all my guys used to just call me TNT for Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, a lot of people think it's TNT like dynamite. And you could also use that analogy that it is because I blow up anywhere I go. But, but after my accident and we, like a lot of my guys used to come to the studio before we even start recording. I used to just be talking about their life and I would give them such good advice. And they were like, man, you're like a professor, bro. You're like a professor. And then one of my friends went and told this girl because she was going through some stuff where her boyfriend stuff came. And I talked to him, and he was like, I'm going to take you to see the professor. And the name just stuck on me with, oh yeah, the professor. So in 2000, I just joined it, Professor TNT.
Cool. Awesome. Now, how did you learn how to sing, write, and make music?
Well, it all comes from writing. And like I tell any of my new guys, it's all about writing. You just got to keep writing. You know, I write short story, poetry, and all this other stuff. And when you write, the more you write, then you start accumulating this skill set that your vocabulary is like, oh my God, hold on. You know, you could do this, you could do that, you know. And I just started writing more. It became from writing. And then sometimes I still amaze myself with like, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that. You know what I mean? Like you just amaze yourself. And when you could keep on doing that and keep on amazing yourself, it all comes from writing. You know, just keep writing.
Absolutely. 1000%. And now tell us a bit more about your record label, Phantom Red Entertainment.
So Phantom Red Entertainment started in 1999, right? Me and my close friend, you know, we decided after, you know, my mentor was in the picture and he was like, you know, you guys should just do everything your own. You know, we started coming up with a name. I was like, you know what? I wanted something that represented music and represented me. So the red just mean that I'm a Cancer and my birthstone is a ruby and it's red. So it came from that. And Phantom,
okay.
Yeah. And Phantom just mean that, just like Phantom of the Opera, that's why the logo has like a Phantom logo to it that we created ourselves with the mask and everything. The Phantom represents the music. Why? Because in the Phantom of the Opera, if anybody ever seen it, you could hear the music, but you can't see the Phantom. You know, so that's exactly what the music is. You can't see music, but you could hear music. And just because you can't see something don't mean it don't make you feel a certain way, because music just gets to your soul. Music can make you cry. Music can make you angry. Music can make you just feel good in general. And you don't need to see what's behind the music. You don't need to see a face to understand that music is spiritual.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And with the entertainment, I didn't want to limit myself to Phantom Red Studio, Phantom Red Label, or Phantom, stuff like that. I was like entertainment because I wanted this label to be more than just music. Like later on, I wanted to be like in movies and in skits and like things like that. So I'll say Phantom Red Entertainment. I just want to entertain everyone in all different levels.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, your first track was about your accident, Looking in the Sky. Are all your tracks about real?
You heard that?
I did. I do my work.
Where'd you get that?
Hey, now the internet is a vast wealth of knowledge, and I'm an investigator. And
you're good. You're good. You should find her. You should go out there and start finding people that people can't find. That was good. I can't even find that. I don't even know what that is.
Once you're on Google, my friend, the world it opens up a possibility of of finding anything about anyone.
You have to send me that link.
I will. So please tell us a bit more about this track. And
so that track was like, one of my first tracks. It was one of the first full song I ever wrote. Or write, that's probably not even right. But the point is that I wrote that song. It wasn't even a song. It was just thought. It was more like poetry of what I was going through at the time of the accident, when it happened, how it happened, what I went through when it happened, and it just explained everything to a T, to a detail. So if someone was to ask me, hey, how did the accident happen? And then I was like, you know what? Just listen to the song because it explains everything. Like everything I'll tell you, the only difference is it rhymes. And that's what it is. And again, I wrote that in the hospital while I was in the IC unit in Jackson Memorial Hospital when I wrote
Oh, wow.
And again, keep in mind that I couldn't move anything from my neck down. I was paralyzed, so I couldn't move anything. So my girlfriend at the time, she was actually writing everything that I told her to write in detail when I wrote it. And then when I came out of the hospital, I was like, you know what? I had already done 7 songs. One was called Looking in the Sky because the song is about me looking in the sky, asking Jesus why it had to be, why it happened to happen to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was more like I'm questioning God's will of why this had to happen to me. Maybe he has a different route for me. Maybe for me, this accident not happened. I would have been in the Air Force dropping bombs and killing people. And here I am here, actually saving people. Like I can't tell you how many guys used to be like wanting to commit suicide, or girls and this and that. And I talk to them and they'd be like, damn man, look at you. You're in this situation. I got my 2 arms, my 2 legs, and what am I doing with my life? So it kind of like a realization. I wouldn't call it pity, but I see in their eyes, they see life differently when they leave my studio.
Wow. And that's ironic that you said, the Air Force, because you have TNT in your name. So you're actually in a different route, but you're still with the TNT, which is interesting.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, what unique skills do you have, Harvey, that you think, definitely sets you apart from your competition?
I don't know if it's so much of a skill, but I think it has to do more of an ambition. Okay. I think that me being in a wheelchair don't limit me to the things that I can or can't do. Now, don't get me wrong. There are things that I want to do and I can't do. But the things that I can do, I'll do it, and I'll do it to the fullest. And the things I can't do, I'll get somebody to do it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love gardening too. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, I got into that with my grandma, and I just started doing that, and I started falling in love. And just because I can't go out there and dig a hole and plant something, I could hire somebody to do it for me.
Absolutely.
Vending, same thing. Me and my cousin, we joined together and we formed a vending / catering company. And we was blowing up, you know what I'm saying? We was making a lot of money every single weekend before this whole Corona stuff, but it'll get back.
Oh, I saw you were everywhere.
And that actually was how I ended up writing that song, Where You At, Bro? Because a lot of people was seeing these things with the vending and the catering and the vending and this and the gardening and all this stuff. And they was like, you still rap? And I was like, what do you mean if I still rap? I was getting all these messages. I was like, where you at? Where you been? When's the next album coming out? And I was like, okay, it's time for me to just do another album,
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Now, what are some of the struggles that artists typically face?
I would say one of the main struggle I see come out of my studio is guys get to a certain point and they give up. Guys and girls. When I say guys, I mean everybody. They get to that point. And I say this all the time to a lot of different people, is that I see a lot of talent come to my studio. I've worked with a lot of talented people. Just as well, I work with a lot of non-talented people. And what I see is that a lot of talented people, when they hit that 5th gear and they up there and they doing their stuff, something maybe happen. Maybe they do some shit, go to jail. Maybe they got a girl pregnant, or maybe they're in a relationship where the girl don't like them rapping and want to get a real job, or whatever the case is. They fall off. I always tell them, I was like, you just had to hit that 6th gear. You dwell on that 5th gear for so long. All you needed was that 6th gear. You would have blow up, and for me, it's like, you see a lot of people who with no talent, and they have the time, they have the money, and they could come in there and record a shitload of songs. I'm sorry for cussing.
Right.
They could write a whole bunch of songs, you know what I'm saying? And they have no talent. But again, I wouldn't sign those people to my record label. I'm being paid for a service, and I do the service according to what they want.
Okay. Very cool. Now what is the most satisfying thing being an artist?
Man, the most satisfying thing is when you put so much work into your craft, when you write and you record it and you're in there for hours and hours, and then and nothing leave my studio if it's not really good. Like people would tell you that, they were like I had this one, situation where a guy tried to claim that he recorded his track with me and he really didn't. And
oh, wow.
And people was like, you
okay.
recorded this with Professor TNT? And it was like, bullshit. It was like, Professor TNT would never let you leave the studio with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because not only is their song, my name is going on it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think it's a passion of having that in it, that you put the passion, you put the work in it,
For sure. 1000%. And I mean, you don't want work out there with your name on it it's shit work.
And a lot of guys, and that's what set me apart, is that a lot of guys would do work with other people and they'd be like, yeah, it sounds great. And then they'd be like, no, that shit sounds whack. You know what I'm saying? And they just do it for the money. I don't do this for the money. I do this because I enjoy to do it. I could care less about music and becoming this famous artist and, going platinum and all this. I even said it in some of the songs. I was like, I don't do this for the money and the fame. I do this for fun. And a lot of my artists could vouch for that because they say straight up and they'll come and be like, yo, TNT, when I blow up, I won't forget you. I was like, listen, it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Blow up, do what you gotta do. I know I did my job at the time when I was supposed to do it.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Now, all artists have different thought processes and creative processes. I mean, I get inspired once I hear a beat. I already start coming up with the lyrics in my head. Like I literally start spitting out lyrics for the track. So I need to hear a beat first before I can come up with a track. What's your creative process like?
And a lot of artists that I run into sometimes says that. It's like, oh, well, I can't write without a beat.
Honestly, I really can't.
Me, I'm different. For me, it's inspiration. It comes from everywhere. Things I see, things people going through that maybe I haven't gone through, things that I've went through that I know people have never been through. And it comes from inspiration. And every time I write, it may not come out the way how I started, but it always come out way better than I thought it was going to come out in the first place. So sometime I might write something. I'll be like, you know what? This would sound really good at the end. Or sometime I write something. I was like, this might be really good in the middle. And sometimes I might finish up and I'll be like, you know what? This sounds really good in the beginning. And then I'll just piece the whole thing together where I'll be like, okay, this sounds like I'm telling a story. I'm a storyteller.
Right.
My music would take you on a different level of certain things. And I don't spit lies. Like one thing I don't do is spit lies. Like every one of my, songs and stuff like that came from an experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for instance, the one girl I wine up, two girl I wine up, the one that you're going to play too, that one came from experience because every time I used to go to the club, they would have one girl in front of me, one girl on the side, the next girl on the side, and they just dancing. I even had one girl on my back. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. And then I had to, my cousins and friends, I'd be like, no. He's not trying to risk further injuries. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it became like that because once I step on the dance floor, that's it. It's shut down. I hate to say it, but other guys, whoever they dancing with is going to come to me. I'm not copying it. This is experience,
Right. And actually that was the exact vibe that when I listened to that track, I thought of, okay, you're at the club and it's just bare gallus everywhere. Like that's
maybe they just be like, oh my gosh, here's a guy in a wheelchair. I just want to dance. Maybe they want to put it on the portfolio to be like, I dance with a guy in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, I just dance. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Maybe I'm not whining punya, like grinding like most of these guys do. You know what I'm saying? But I put up my arm, holding my drink, let you do what you got to do. This is what you wanted to do in the beginning.
Right. You're enjoying yourself and that's it. That's all it's about. Awesome. Now, we all have areas in our career where we can definitely do a little bit more improvement, some self-improvement. What would you say is something that you're working on improving?
I would say I would so much work on improving my R&B skills.
Okay.
I know
What?
I have the voice for it.
Okay.
I've had guys who done R&B. I've done songs with them, and I see where the potential is. I didn't try to feed into it too much because I don't want my fans or my peoples to be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because they know me for that hip hop storytelling.
Right.
There's a song on my Reverb Nation that calls "You Make Me a Better Me," and I did the background for 1B. That's a big artist down here too, and Casanova, I did a background for him too, and it was kind of like just testing the waters to see where it's at. I don't think anytime soon I would do a full track on it, but I would do a background for it. But I think that for me, educating myself on or basically training and rehearsing on that level if I wanted to, experience that.
Okay. Sounds good. And now you've touched upon your injury with the paralyzation. It happened when you were 16 and you've been dealing with it your whole life. Can you talk a bit about your injury?
Well, I'm a C4, C5. That means that where that injury is, it limits me from my chest down. Now,
okay.
I have feelings throughout my whole body, which is weird because the doctors say that you're not supposed to have that. But when my accident happened, the doctors came in and they was like, you will never walk again. You'll be bedridden for the rest of my life.
Wow.
That didn't happen.
Wow.
I started moving my arms and started moving like my wrists and stuff like that. And then I had a therapist say that, hey, you know what? You're moving so much you could drive yourself. And I was like, what? And they say, yeah. So in 2003, I started 7 years after my accident, I started learning how to drive. And I did that. And just recently, about 2 years ago, my captain at the time when I was in Civil Air Patrol training you to go to the Air Force, she came and said that, you know what? You could fly planes. And I was like, nah, I think I'm just going to stop with cars.
Wow.
But she was like, no, it'll be great. There's guys out there who are paralyzed in wheelchairs and they're flying planes. And that always been one of your main passion. That was my first love. My second love was music. And then, gardening and cooking became my second and third and fourth. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I would always be able to enjoy what I do. And I always tell people that, do the things you enjoy, because when you get up in the morning, you don't want to go to something and be like, oh man, damn, I got to go work. I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh yes, I can't wait to go to the garden. I can't see what's growing. I can't wait to go to the studio. Things that I'm recording. I can't wait to go vending. People are eating my food. They're enjoying it. They keep on saying, oh, this is the best food they ever tasted. Like things like that, so.
Exactly. Okay. That is awesome. And I mean, you've overcome so much. And the fact that you're able to fly a plane, my friend, that is incredible, because that is not something easy for anybody. That's for sure.
Well, she already know that, like I said, I was Master Sergeant. I was a cadet, squad, the leader of my squadron. I was actually doing all the drills, I'll be the one to tell people, give me 20 push-up, 50 push-up, run around this block. I was the one doing that. So she knew that I had the motivation for it. So she's not going to come in and tell me, that she know that I'm not going to do it. So I say it's on my bucket list. I'm going to be 40, in 2 weeks. And I said to myself, by the time I'm 45, I'll add that to my list.
Okay. Looking forward to that, my friend. That's awesome. Having recorded some music now and all the experience that you've gained with producing, with recording music, working with artists, all of the above, what do you wish you knew before when you first started out? What would have helped you with your success even further?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think you asked some good questions.
Thank you.
I think for me, it wasn't so much my mind. I think what limited me was being able to be mobile enough as someone who's walking to be able to go to these events and do these events, because there was a lot of events people was asking me down here in Miami, and the stage was so tall that I couldn't get up on stage. And again, I I used to weight train with all the football players, and a lot of my football friends would go out there and help me get up on stage. But I think that's when they're not available, I couldn't do those events. And I think that was one of the things that limit me. And on top of that, again, you fell in love with different things, and, you start focusing on those things in order to make things work. You have to be able to give 110% that I couldn't do so much in the studio. And I fell into that gap, for 15 years, just recording other people, and I didn't think about myself at the time. And now, I know with this whole, that's why I say everything happened for a reason. This whole Corona thing had me thinking a lot, and, I just said to myself, maybe I have all this time. I can't bring nobody to the studio because of the whole social distancing and the mask. Right. I'm going to have to spray down the mic every time they leave. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to just work on my stuff and come back out. And because I have so much writing skill, I could knock out a whole song in like 2 hours. And that's including me working on the beat. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. Because I can knock out a beat in 30 minutes, mix, master it, have it ready in 1 hour. And then I could write, while that's playing, I could write a whole song with hook and verses and make it have sense. And that's the thing where a lot of people, they go in the studio and they write songs and it's just like, you make no sense. It's just talking about a whole bunch of gibberish. But my stuff is storytelling, so I stick with it. And, that's exactly the angle that I position my music as well. It's all stories from my experience, because who knows more about your own life story than yourself? And it's storytelling. And I find that when you're actually telling a story, it just flows easier because it makes sense. That's, that's what I find. Awesome. Awesome. Now, touching upon COVID, it's definitely caused so much havoc in the entertainment industry. How has it affected your music career so far? I would say a lot of people that I wanted to record and work with, I had to put that on hold. Right. When this year started, I had a list of stuff I wanted to do with a lot of people, and because of this situation, a lot of people depend on me for a lot of different things. So not only has it affected me, but they don't trust nobody else to record their music. So for them, they'd be like, listen, T, when all this is said and done, I'm coming back right there, because the family value that they have when they step in my studio is not like they get anywhere else, where it's like, I'm going to record you. This is your time. Get the fuck out. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's exactly what it is for a lot of these producers and a lot of these studios. And then they pay X amount of dollars for it. Listen, I work out a plan with my guys. I was like, and every guy you talk to would tell you exactly, TNT has said that if you have the time, come and record with me. If you don't have the time, then we can't do anything about it. Don't wait for yourself to have the money to come and record, because you'll never have the money. Record with me because you have the time. And when the time comes where you have the money, then pay. I want to release it to you till I get paid. And that's fair. So when you have the time, some guys will have like 13, 14 tracks and we'll have it there waiting. And then when they come around, be like, hey man, I just got my check and this and that. I want to buy the 2 songs, this and that. And they'll get that, like things like that. So. Oh, wow. Honestly, Harvey, I have never heard anyone ever say something like that before. And I work with a lot of producers, a lot of studios. Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm recording my own music as well. Either you have the money and get it done, or you don't get it done until you have the money. Exactly. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to anybody. Wow. I know that I can't send it to you until I get paid. At the same time, I can't hold you back from really wanting an event, because let's say you were a song. This happened with a few female artists, like, they went through some shit and they came to my studio, they started recording, they were crying and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, when you get over your stuff, you could come back. And they was like, whenever they get over their stuff, they'll come back. I was like, no, record it with that emotion, because 3 months from now, when you come back, you already got over the nigga. You're talking to another dude, and that, what you felt at that time when you wrote it would not sound like what it would have become, Right. Okay. Very cool. Now we have a ton of listeners, getting to know you today. What message do you have for someone
maybe curious about the music game, maybe, has been writing a track, but really doesn't know how to even go about this process, how to even start. What message do you have for someone like that?
A lot of people could complicate this very simple scenario. My advice would be keep writing. I'm working with a guy right now called Baby Eddie Teddy out of Orlando. He's really good. He's only been recording and writing for 2 years. And every time he comes in, and listen, he's in Orlando, I'm in Miami, it's a 4-hour drive. This guy wouldn't record anything with no one. He will wait till he get time off from his job to come down here to work with me because I keep teaching him of the writing skills. So don't be afraid of trying to rush into something. It's okay. You're going to listen to that track 2, 3, 4 years from now and be like, what the hell was I thinking? So my advice is do not rush anything. Take the time to learn your craft. It's with anything. Like you can't go to school 1 year to be a doctor and then automatically you're doing surgery. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to learn that craft to the point where people that, and again, you're going to have some people around you be like, yeah, that shit is fire. And it's really not. You have to go on the outside limb. Don't even say who you are, because this is how I got the fame here in North Miami Beach, is that when I did that mixtape back in 99 and 2000, my friend, right, was driving around with me in the car. We went to every hood we could think about, every gangster hood you could think about, right? And there were guys on the street, dealing, doing what they're doing. And it was like, yo, let me ask you a question, right? What you think about this track? Not telling them who I am and I did it or whatever. Like, what you think about this track? And they played it and were like, yo, that shit's fire. Yo, that shit's what? You know what I mean? And we got the streets and we got the people to say that shit sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Do not rely on the people around you because they're going to give you false information. Don't get me wrong. If you really trust somebody and they, the guys that are around are like, you could have done this different. You could have done that different. Let's take out this and put that. And that's what you depend on, but I don't want to sound cocky again. When I do something, it sounds that great because remember, I've been writing for more than 20 years,
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Now, you are also a gardener with your whole just grow something.
That's an easy way to put it. People say farmer, but I like the gardener. I like the gardener.
No, I'm trying to keep a little classy here, my friend. You're a gardener. So,
I'm not milking cows.
No, you ain't picking.
I said that in the song. In Where You At, Bro, it says that, people is like, where you at? I see you gardening and vending. And so I had to do the reapproach to be like, yeah, I'm a gardener. I'm not milking cows. You hear it in the song.
I heard that part and I actually burst out laughing. I will be playing it for our listeners after our interview, not to worry. But please tell us about your initiative, Just Grow Something, and the impact it has around you.
Just Grow Something, man. Let me tell you, while I was out there in West Palm, I have a house and stuff like that. I have like 2 acres. So I started growing things and a lot of people started seeing the videos like, man, I would really like to grow like that, but I can't grow it. I'm in an apartment and this and that. So I would explain to them, I was like, you don't have to grow what I grow. Just grow something, So I was like, you could have in a small little pot by your windowsill, some basil, or some thyme or some parsley, cilantro. You could still grow these things. Like I just set up one of my close friend with a whole she has like a patio, little 6 feet patio, and she don't really be out there, but she was like, what can I do with this patio? I went out there and I set up a whole bunch of buckets, and now she got tomatoes, peppers, a whole bunch of stuff. So it's not so much about what you can grow. It's just grow something, grow anything. Like for instance, radish only takes 30 days, about 21 to 30 days to harvest. You could get a small little tray and you could get them very cheap, maybe $1 or $2 at the dollar store, Family Dollar or whatever. Get a little kit like that, fill it up with some soil and just spread a whole bunch of radish. Every week you'll be harvesting radish and that would last you a week. So if every week you're harvesting radish and you're planting more radish, then every week you will get radish. Just grow something.
Awesome. And what are some of the things that you have growing in your farm, Harvey?
Oh man, it's funny you mentioned that because the other day my cousin and I was talking about what we're gonna grow, what have we already grown, and what's growing now. And the list is long. I couldn't even get into it. It's a lot. Like you name it, we definitely probably have it. Like a lot of Caribbean stuff. So I got things like Same, which is Heisenbean. I got Bodhi. Yeah, I got Bodhi, which you guys I think call it Bora, which is long beans. Yeah, I gotta say for everything because when I send out the text and be like, I got Bodhi or long bean, people like who? So I was like, okay, let me explain.
You need Bora.
Yeah. I have like June plum for the Jamaicans, which is called golden apple for you guys. We call it pumsate. We got pomerac. The list goes on. Like the peppers, I got every single pepper you could think about. From scorpion pepper to Anaheim, I got all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So ghost peppers, Congo pepper, which is Scotch bonnet. And people was like, why do you call it Congo pepper? I was like,
I never heard that before.
Because that pepper was brought from the Congo in Africa to the islands. And that's how we have Congo pepper.
Okay. Very cool. I can't wait to sink my teeth into those scorpion peppers. Let me tell you, I've seen them over the years.
You say you can't wait. You might as well wait because just the other day we had like the Father's Day barbecue and my cousin was like, bring me one of them scorpion pepper. I want to make a sauce for the barbecue. I'm like,
nice.
I don't know. And I took it over there. And when he cut it in half and he smelt it, he literally burst into tears.
He smelt it.
He was like, you know what? I'm just going to put a quarter of this. And he didn't even cut from where the seed was. He just cut the outside and he mixed it in with the barbecue sauce and stuff like that. A lot of people was like, oh my God, this is too fire. We can't even eat this. So.
Okay. Based on hearing that, I definitely want to try them because I love everything muy, muy, muy caliente. This.
You say that now because I had a Mexican who was like, yeah, man, I need that shit to be like real hot. I'm like, okay. And I gave it to him some of my pepper sauce I made. He was like, bro, I can't even eat the whole thing. I put one little tablespoon and I just touched it.
Woo-wee. Nice. Well, when this whole COVID situation is done, hopefully we're fingers crossed it's going to be happening soon, but we still don't know what our future holds. What upcoming events, projects you would like our listeners to know about?
Oh man, I'm definitely working on an album. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to compile about maybe 12 to 15 tracks, new tracks.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's not going to be some old stuff that you heard in the past. And already did 2, 3 of them already, So for me it's just like I want to be able to touch on every different level. That's my main thing for the studio.
Right.
Music. For the vending, we have a whole line of food on our menu. I want to upgrade it to different things. We already have like curry chicken, stewed chicken, jerk chicken. We have, the hot dogs, jerk hot dogs. And that's how we blew up with the vending is because nobody was doing jerk hot dogs. I boiled the hot dogs in a jerk seasoned brine that I made myself. No, I'm not going to give you the recipe because that's the secret. So,
yeah.
And we blew up with that. And, as far as the gardening, I have a nursery that I'm working on right now. I already have them dump 5 truckloads of mulch, that I got for free because I know the guy for a long time. He has a tree service and, they normally pay $50 to go dump it in the dump, but I told him dump it for me for free and I give him a 12 pack. So it's a nice little workout, and we're going to have again, a whole line of stuff from dasheen, which is taro. We have the leaves and stuff like that. We're going to have the Karaili, which is bitter melon, an American word.
Nice.
I'm trying to supply these Caribbean stores that we have down in South Florida that cannot get these things commercially on a cheap level. They can get it, but you're going to run in there getting a bundle of baji, which is a bunch of taro leaf, for like $15, $16. I want to bring it down to like $5. So that way a lot of people could get to it. And like, you can't be rich to just make a kalalu. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, wow. Okay. And I'll be honest with you. I've never even heard of a jerk hot dog before.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying, my friend. That's revolutionary.
Exactly. And a curry chicken quesadilla. Have you heard about that? A lot of people know about the quesadilla. Yeah. So a quesadilla is for the people, for the people that don't know about quesadilla, all it is shredded meat, cheese, and they fold it and then they grill it on both sides. Now you don't have to use meat. But what we do, we take it to another step, and then we curry our chicken breast and then shred it. So now when people want a quesadilla on the menu, like, whoa, what the hell is a curry chicken quesadilla? I was like, you want to try it? We'll make them one, let them try it. And then sometimes they get like 10.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
That sounds mouth-wateringly delicious.
When you come.
Come in. Let the borders open. The first place I'm going to is right to Florida. So now, where can our listeners connect with you online? I know you have a really good social media presence with your Reverb Nation, your Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, I got an iCloud too that I'm going to start maintaining more. I've neglected it for a while, but more music is coming in. So I'm going to be uploading these things to these platforms. So the Reverb Nation and the iCloud, and they could even follow me, Professor TNT, on Facebook. I have a music page, so they could go to that music page and see a listing of my songs on there as well.
Okay, can you provide the link? At what?
It's Professor TNT. Like if they type in Professor TNT, two things going to show up. My personal page and the music page. So they'll see music. You just click on the music page. Regardless, I always post it on my personal page. So.
Okay, perfect. And now my question for you is, because you're definitely one of the industry leaders with all your years of experience, 20 years is a long time, man. And, so much success you've had over the years. I know that even from this conversation alone with you, Harvey, I've personally learned so much, because that was the mistake that I started doing when I originally started music.
Right.
I was rushing. I was rushing.
Yeah, you can't rush. Yeah.
And you heard it in the music. You heard the fact that I was rushing things.
But you have something there, and like I said, I was like, I would love to tell you, stop working with people and just work with me. Because, no, serious. Like I would say, like even some of your close friends was like, "Can you work with her? Because I don't like these people she's working with." I was like, listen. I was like, maybe sometimes people need to go through what they go through.
Right.
Well,
that's actually another question on my list. When are we making a track together?
I feel like I'm on Oprah. I'm like, what?
You get a car, you get a track.
It's funny. I wouldn't mind, any day, anytime. But a lot of times when a new artist, just in the game, and here's why I don't do it with new artists, is because I tend to overshine that person. You see what I'm saying? Like for instance, Baby Eddie Teddy. And I always bring him up because he's one of my newest artists. You can check him out, Baby Eddie Teddy.
I'll take a look.
Instagram. He has a Facebook. He's doing big things. This guy has a doll that looks like him. He's so networking. Hats, shirts. I'm like, damn, making me jealous. I haven't even made a doll of Professor TNT. I guarantee you he'll be something in a wheelchair. So, but the whole thing is like, he been asking me too for the longest while. And I was like, and I'm honest with him. I'll tell him, I was like, keep writing. I don't want to say you're not ready yet because,
right.
But at the same time, it's like, I could make him ready even though he is not. There was a competition back in 2002 here in Miami. And the competition was, let's see how good these producers and engineers is if they could take someone that never rapped before and make them rap. I took my cousin and we did a song called You Don't Want to F With Me. And it was a Miami song. And I wrote a verse for him. Granted, it took us 18 hours and 12-pack of Heineken, to get it down. And we did it. And when we submitted to the company, they was like, holy shit. I was like, this guy murdered a track, and you would never know that he was never a rapper. But that's just to show you that if you work with me, right. And again, though, that was just 18 hours. That was just 18 hours. If you work with me, we'll keep on getting right. Look, we have a song called, there's a song we actually did a small little video clip called, what's it called? Drinking Rum, right?
Right.
And if you type in Professor TNT Drinking Rum, you'll see it on YouTube. my DJ, right, that, I signed him and stuff like that. I knew him since he was 15 years old. I waited for him to get to that level where I was like, you know what, you got to represent the Phantom Red Entertainment. He was working with another DJ named DJ Dex, and both of them had a whole crew called Music Junkie. They changed their name. I didn't tell them. They changed the name to Phantom Red Crew. And they became the DJ for Phantom Red. They were all over the place. And he didn't want to, but I told him, I was like, you know what? It'd be great if you get on the track with me. He said, bro, I can't rap. I was like, that's nothing. And he jumped on the song with me. If you hear him spit, he never rapped in his life. I wrote it. I showed him how to do it. I sang it for him, and we knocked it out again in another 18, 20 hours. And again, this is not no sleep. We went from morning all the way to the night to the next morning. When I was working on my album for Trinidad, back in 2000, right? I got up like around 10, 11 o'clock. We recorded all night to about 6 o'clock. Went to sleep for like 2-3 hours, got back up and recorded again. At that time, I did not have a studio. So what I did was I ran a headphone cord all the way from the living room. It's 100 feet from there. From the living room to my bathroom. I even put one of my mattress on my room door, and I put another mattress on the bathroom door to get that soundproof. I even run the mic cord all the way from the living room to the bathroom, and that's how I did that first album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my thing is like, it's who you work with. It really is who you work with, because some people could bring out the best in you and some people not bring out anything. And then you'll find yourself trying to struggle to do everything by yourself.
You said it exactly as is, because what I've been noticing, especially with the whole coronavirus situation, it's tough actually learning from anyone, because here it's like I'm getting their vocal files, they're getting my vocal files, the producers are putting everything together. No one has actually learned anything from each other. It's just two sets of vocal files and beats, basically.
You have to be able to be head to head on point. Now, don't get me wrong. Eddie lives in Orlando.
Okay.
A lot of times he has his own little set in his house. He'll record his vocals. He'll record his ad-libs, his background, his chorus, and then email me every single thing individually and send me the beat. And then I will go in there and edit everything. And even if he's off at a certain point, I cut that little piece out and drag it over a little bit if he's slow, or bring it back if he's too fast. And that's where I talk about the love for music, that most people would just take your track, take your vocals, slap it on a beat, and be like, here, there you go. Yeah. I go the extra mile and be like, no, this is off. You're not even on point. And then I'll cut it up and be like, drag this, put that. You should hear his last year Halloween tracks. It was crazy, and I edited the whole thing, all 3 songs or something like that. It was crazy. I put everything in the beginning, like Chucky, like the voice and people running and the footsteps and
nice. You
have to hear it. But,
okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a listen, because I love seeing the transition from when a track is recorded in the raw, and then it gets to you guys, the whole mixing, mastering. Making the magic happening.
You won't believe some of the stuff I got. I was like, oh my God, this is a lot of work. I was like, you know what? I see it as a challenge for me. I was like, all right, did this stuff, right? Maybe it was half-assed. Maybe it was just like, hey, I just want to get this out before it's whatever. And then now it's my job to be like, you know what? I'm going to make this shit sound fire.
Right. Okay. Very cool. So Harvey, what's next for you?
What's next, man?
What is next?
What's next is I'm gonna knock these tracks out. For the thing, because tomorrow that this country open back up, I'm gonna have to devote my time to the vending again with my cousin and get back out there, because I'll tell you what, we was killing it. People was asking us, where you gonna be at? Where you gonna be at? And we was doing big stuff. We wasn't like on the street. This is not no street corner service. We was actually the only cart, and I say cart because we're not a truck. We were the only cart amongst trucks, food trucks in Miami that was doing events. Okay. Like there was like movie events, where movie in the park. There was concert, like Motown was here. We had the barbecue beer festival. We was there, and we were the only cart that was there keeping up with all of these guys. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, how did you even get in? I was like, because you guys are not doing what we're doing. It was like, yeah, but it says hot dog, but it has a big sign that says jerk hot dog and curry chicken quesadilla is one of our best sellers. And we'll take it a step up. And we have something called the chili quesadilla dog. What that is the tortilla, right? Put with the curry chicken inside, the shredded curry chicken, cheese, peppers and onions, and a foot-long hot dog, jerk hot dog in the middle. We fold it, right? And we sell that.
Wow.
It's huge.
That sounds massive.
If they go with one with everything, and it's spelled exactly like a Caribbean, one wit, which is W-I-T, right? There's no H in this, right? Every E-V-E-R-Y, ting, T-I-N-G. And I have that on my Facebook as well. If they go on there, they'll see some dishes, some things on our menu. Be like, what? Like we just did for the seafood festival. The guy was like, nah, we don't want a hot dog. I was like, what is a seafood dish? A seafood festival? I was like, what are you guys doing? They was like, oh, crab boil, this, that, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. I told my cousin, I was like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make curry fish. We're going to make curry crab, and we're going to make curry shrimp. Man, we went out there, boom. In like less than 2 hours, we was out. Cause a lot of, remember, this is South Florida. A lot of people say curry. They see a big sign say curry. I was like, curry what? He's like, this is curry seafood. It's a seafood battle, you know?
That's actually amazing because you guys always get the freshest of everything down in South Florida, man. Oh, yeah. You are so lucky. Awesome. Awesome. Well, Professor, there are probably tons of your fans listening right now. What message do you have for them?
Stay tuned. Big things coming.
Woo woo! Excited.
I keep it short, excited. Simple, and sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Stay tuned because big things are coming.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that was epic, guys. You know, honestly, Harvey, you're on fire, my friend. I truly admire the fact that with everything that you've gone through, you've never let anything hold you back in life. You're a fighter and you just keep winning and doing big things. So I am so proud of you.
Appreciate it.
And honestly, it's just amazing accomplishments that you've been doing. Definitely very inspiring to me with my music. You know, I know that you're one of the leaders and definitely I can't wait to see what things are coming, checking out your new music. And let me tell you, I still want to try those scorpion peppers, my friend. I'm not done with that. I can't wait. I can't wait till.
I'm just warning you that you better have a glass of milk. You better put down a glass of wine and you better sip a glass of milk.
Listen, I'm willing to risk going blind at this time, okay? Because I've always been eyeing those peppers from years now, and I'm like, come on, I need to know what a chocolate scorpion pepper tastes like.
Tastes like hell.
Woo! A good hell or a bad hell?
I don't know. It depends on how you like hell.
Well, thank you for joining us, Harvey. It was awesome. You definitely are a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you for having me.
And, you know, keep shining, my friend. We're all excited to see big things from you.
Definitely. We have to do a part 2.
Awesome. Awesome. So that pretty much concludes our show today, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And I will be leaving you with one of Harvey's newer tracks. It's called Where You At, Bro? You can find it on Reverb Nation, and you can also find it on his music page. So stay tuned. Lots more coming. Hope you guys will be joining me next week. We will be featuring Vincey's Bad Boy, straight out of Brooklyn. We got Problem Child coming. So hope you guys will be tuning in. And thanks for joining us, everyone. Peace.
They keep on asking TNT what album coming out. They must be curious, forgot about what I'm about. I keep on hustling, busting, and pushing from the south. So they lost, cause every minute, yo, I'm on a different route. Oh wait, Mr. Farmer, you a gardener now? Don't get it twisted, I'm not getting up to milk no cow. But it's not that difficult, the things I know will make you out. And if you step up in my world, definitely could show you how. Where you at, bro? You still rap, bro? I see a million different things, I just wanna know. Gardening and vending, even a little catering. Got them all wondering, thinking a million different things. Where you at, bro? You still rap, bro? I see a million different things, I just wanna know. Gardening and vending, even a little catering. Got them all wondering, thinking a million different things. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Came here with nothing in my name, and now I got a little fame. I'm struggling, it's still the same. I'm mastering this game I'm in. It's all about trust that I gain. Had to bust my ass on, now I'm off a chain. You can't see the pain in my life, the things I went through, the shit I slept through. Your dog, I bet you, if I give you a chance in my shoe, you knew crib asylum, you be there in a day or two. It's true, you go crazy, sure lose your mind. Yo, I never been to jail, and I never did a crime for a nigga who they good and should've be this hard to shine. Every time I spit a line, you're relating to my rhyme. I got love for all who started from scratch, cause I've been there, done that. Fact, I'm not going back. Work, pay a bill, aim high, you'll survive. It's TNT one time, struggling to stay alive. Stay alive, 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 stay alive. Where you at, bro? You still rap, bro? I see a million different things, I just wanna know. Gardening and vending, even a little catering. Got them all wondering, thinking a million different things. Where you at, bro? You still rap, bro? I see a million different things, I just wanna know. Gardening and vending, even a little catering. Got them all wondering, thinking a million different things. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?